Hi there, I'm Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up for Sunday, February 14th, 2021. Happy Valentine's Day. So, today I'm talking about the transits for the week and my interpretation of them. And then, because of popular request, I'm going to do readings for all 12 signs. And since this is the last week of Mercury retrograde, I'm going to go backwards, starting with Pisces when I get to that point. So, Mercury retrograde, week 3. So Mercury retrograde, it right now, as I'm recording this, it is at 13 degrees of Aquarius, exactly conjunct Jupiter. So Jupiter expands things, and Mercury is our communication. It rules our head, our thinking, our transportation, our technology. So when Mercury goes retrograde, we can often experience glitches in these areas of our life, in our communication, in our computers, our phones, our cars. Things can get in the way to prevent us from going forward. We have to redo things many, many times sometimes, or rethink. It's also often an opportunity to go back and revisit something that didn't get resolved the first time around. Communication, for example, or contracts, or, if you've been ignoring certain areas of your life, sometimes it'll come up in your face during Mercury retrograde. So this is the last week of it, however. Like I said, Mercury's at 13 degrees right now as I record this, and it will go station to go direct on Saturday the 20th, and it'll be at 11 degrees when it does that. So it is conjunct Jupiter, which is expanding things. So it can even expand this energy, like today and into tomorrow, of the need to communicate new things too, because Aquarius is all about innovation and doing things in a unique, different way. Um, Aquarius is the maverick, the air sign that does things outside the box. And so we have a stellium of planets. Stellium means 3 or more planets. And so right now we have the sun, as I record this, the sun is at 26 degrees of Aquarius, exactly conjunct my Venus. Then we have Venus at 16 degrees of Aquarius. We have Jupiter and Mercury both at 13. And then we have Saturn at 6 and very last degrees. It'll be going to 7 degrees this week. And the biggest event this week will be the exact square of Saturn at 7 degrees with Uranus at 7 degrees, and Uranus is in Taurus. So it's already been squaring up. So what does this mean? So Taurus is an earth sign. Both Aquarius and Taurus are fixed signs, which means, they're pretty stubborn and know it all. Uranus actually rules Aquarius. So Uranus is a maverick sign, and it breaks things down and brings you sudden unexpected things. It's a spiritual planet. So the sudden unexpected things may feel disconcerting initially, but it always brings about something positive, something spiritual. And if Uranus takes things away or knocks things down, it will replace it with something even better. So that's the positive energy of Uranus, but it will throw curveballs. And Saturn, it likes things stable and dependable. It's a slow, both of these are slow moving outer planets. For them to match up in the skies exactly is a powerful thing. Now these two, this will be the first on Wednesday the 17th is when they're exact. We can already feel the square up right now. They'll be exactly square 3 times this year. So right now on the 17th, and then again on June 14th, they meet up. And at that point, Saturn will be retrograde and Uranus will be direct. So Uranus will kind of have the upper hand in the summertime. Right now, they're both direct. And then in December 24th, they meet up for the third and final square, at which point Saturn will be direct and Uranus will be retrograde. So there's going to be a reconfiguring, restructuring in the areas of our lives that are represented, wherever Aquarius is in your chart, whatever house it rules, and wherever Taurus is in your chart, whatever house it rules, these are the areas that you're going to have some restructuring and reconfiguring. Like Uranus will give you no choice but to have to restructure and revisit. And in Aquarius, the early degrees of Aquarius, Saturn is about restructuring our energies with ourselves, our daily routines, and how we go about doing things. On a global scale, when Saturn was at the later degrees of Capricorn, it was more about the restructuring and the making new laws, because Saturn can be it's the boundaries, it's the stop sign, the no, you can't do that. But it's also the maturing. It can bring rewards if you've been working hard. It can be the older people in our life. So there can be this surprise, unexpected thing happening with the leaders, the rule makers in our life, whoever that is responsible for your life. Like if you're still under the guise of a parent's house, or if you're under a particular company's rules, or if you're under the rule of wherever you live, the governments, you can expect those things to be changing this year. And then in whatever area of your life that you've wanted to change things up, and because Uranus is it's a spiritual planet, Aquarius is a very psychic planet, so it's about listening to your intuition and making these changes. So if you're listening to and following your intuition and making the changes in your life that you've been guided to be making, Uranus will kind of help you along and like make things, it can bring in like surprise miracles and really fabulous things. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be sudden positive, unexpected things. It's like this is the setup for having your wishes fulfilled. But if you've been resisting making the changes in your life that you've been guided to be making, and you've been putting it off, procrastinating, making excuses, Uranus will kind of push you along and make things happen. So you're going to get some big help from these two planets in a restructuring and reevaluating and reconfiguring your life that will be positive. But whatever is beginning right now in your life, whatever themes are going down, whatever new projects you're starting, new ideas, that we had the new moon this last week on Thursday. So we're still in the energy of the new moon. So whatever intentions that you put out there this week, whatever new things you're beginning, you'll be feeling a revisit of that all year long. Right. So we're starting a long year-long cycle, and a revisit of, like, I consider these planets teachers in our life. They if you look at it that way, they can all be showing you things in your life, right? They can be revealing. Uranus in particular can be the great reveal. And Aquarius, which was ruled by Uranus, can be like all these levels, all these planets in Aquarius is all these different aspects of our lives where we can have revelations, right? Mercury in our communication and in our thinking. We can have some revolutionary new thoughts, new ideas, new ways of going about things. We might have had some aha moments in this Mercury retrograde. We can have dreams or visits from past relationships that come up when Mercury is retrograde. If you have unfinished projects or things that you didn't say, you may be compelled to have to say them with Mercury in retrograde. So Venus in Aquarius is a reinvention of your relationships. Venus is who you love, what you love, how you receive energy. So you can have that be really shifted and shaken up this year. Relationships can change transformationally this year. They can go through quantum leaps forward. And if your relationship is not serving you, Uranus will most likely be breaking that apart, breaking that up. Even right now, I'm in Austin, Texas, and we're basically all shut in our houses right now. That's a Saturn thing with surprising weather, Uranus, which rules Taurus, which rules the earth. We are having below freezing temperatures. We hardly ever even get to freezing here in Austin. If it does, it just is like a tag, touches it and goes back up. We often have highs in the 60s and 70s, sometimes even 80s during the winter here. Our forecasted high tomorrow is 19 degrees and our low is 5 degrees. what? So we're all going like, what? So we're all sort of being locked down. Saturn with Uranus, this surprise thing happening. So that's just an example of how this transit, and it's not even exact yet, can show up just in a real physical way in your life. So it'll be exact on Wednesday on the 17th. So just pay attention. What is going down in your life right now? What are you being led and guided to do? How are you being guided to restructure your life? Or what new things are you being guided to open up to? That's another energy of the Aquarius energy, opening up to new things. It's a reinvention of self. It's doing things in a unique way, doing things to follow your own voice, not someone else's. That's the Uranus as opposed to Saturn. Saturn's how we've always done things. This is how we do things here. And Uranus is going, not so much. We're going to change that up. So Jupiter in Aquarius is expanding these potentials and opening up to our fullest. This can be like the best year ever for inner growth and inner transformation and transformation in the circles around you. Aquarius is humanity. It's the people's lives that you touch. It's the two wavy lines together. So it can how we vibe with each other. Jupiter expanding this energy can really change up who we hang out with. You can have friends fall away and new friends come in with this Aquarian energy going on. Because Saturn will be there all year long. Jupiter is going to be traipsing up to Pisces this summertime, staying there for a couple months and then coming back down again. So right now we have Mercury and Jupiter that are together. So Mercury will go backwards to 11 degrees and it'll turn around and go back over Jupiter again, go back over Venus again, right? As it moves back forward. So these themes, it's already crossed over Venus once, and it's cross over Jupiter today, and then it'll go past it and then it'll come back over. So there's an opportunity. And if you miss out the first time around, it's like the universe is giving you several passes at it this year. If you've missed the first round of opportunities, there'll be a second and a third round, right? So the squares, it's like a challenge, but it doesn't have to necessarily mean a negative aspect, right? So these are positive ways. I feel like more than anything, I feel like it's a reinvention of self, a reinvention of your life, new opportunities, new relationships, new ways of dealing with your current relationships and communicating in your current relationships going on. So that's this beautiful, expansive, innovative, psychic, surprising energy going on in Aquarius. So that's one of the backdrops of this week. Another thing that's going on right now, the north and the south nodes are at 17 degrees. The north node, which is our collective focus, it's like if there was a teacher at the head of the classroom teaching all of us on the planet right now, they're sitting at 17 degrees of Gemini. And the south node is sitting at 17 degrees of Sag. The south node is our collective past life karma, our collective karma. It's where we're releasing things, when we're letting go of things. So and the nodes move backwards. They're always in a retrograde energy. So they're at 17. They're going to be moving to 16 degrees by Tuesday. What's interesting right now is Juno, which is an asteroid that represents the good wife, put that in air quotes, they're going to be crossing each other this week. So Juno is going to be crossing the south node, or the south node is going to be going backwards over it. So this happens around Tuesday. Again, you can feel aspects before and after. So the asteroid that's representing the good wife, which is like a primary relationship, meeting up with the south node can really mean past life connections coming into play into your life, right? For everyone having, passes at past life, thinking about having psychic hits on people that you've known from past lives, or people that are in your life currently. Maybe they're out of the picture, but you have a past life connection with them. They may be coming onto your radar. You may literally meet someone brand new this lifetime that you've known before, like where have you been all my life kind of energy. So I feel like there's a powerful energy around past life connections coming in, particularly people that could be your partners or that have been your partners in past lives. That's one of the themes I see for this week that can be super powerful. We've got Pluto at 25 degrees, so it makes to a 7. So when Juno and the South and the nodes will be going to 16 degrees, which makes to a 7. So they're meeting at a 7. And I follow Christopher Witecki's. He's channeled this whole number system. So when I talk about numbers meaning certain things, I've gotten that from Christopher Witecki. And I will do a shout out to his astrology program, which is SiriusJoy.com. Sirius like the star, SIRIUS, joy.com. If you want an amazing astrology service that will give you 6 to 8 texts a day about the current transits, things that are specific to your chart, daily forecast, weekly forecast, monthly forecast. It's a rich, rich, rich program in lots of ways. And the first month is only like $3.99. And then it's like $19.99 after that. It's worth every penny and more. So I have learned so much just from that one astro teacher. So I just want to turn you on to him. If you would also like to study more about astrology yourself, highly recommend SiriusJoy.com. And I'll be putting that link in the comments below this video as well. So 25 degrees of Pluto, right? It's conjunct America's Pluto at 27 degrees. So they're 2 degrees apart, and it's very slow moving planet, Pluto is. So we're going to be in this Pluto return basically for America over the next couple of years, and then it'll go on the other side of it. So we're going to have a transformation and a bringing to light of how and why we formed our nation and what are the rules that we stand on. Interesting, we had a court case this week that was going back, and the Congress was voting yes or no whether the trial was constitutional. That's a total Pluto return thing going on. All right, so right now we have the moon. The moon's at 5 degrees of Aries as I record this, exactly conjunct my sun. So the planets are all lined up on top of some of my important planets right now. Pluto is conjunct. My south node is at 27 degrees, exactly conjunct the United States Pluto. So I feel like in a past life, I was involved in the formation of our country in some way, form or fashion. I haven't seen the deets yet. I feel like at some point I probably will, but I feel like I was one of those probably founding fathers that helped set up this patriarchal role. And now we're doing a new paradigm. We're changing the male patriarchal ruled society and bringing in the divine feminine and balancing it out. That's one of the things, the transformations that we're going through in our nation right now is the transformation of it just being male dominated and male ruled to an equal ruling between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I mean that within each one of us, we have a divine masculine and a divine feminine. It's not just about the girls versus the boys. All right, so the moon is at 5 degrees. It will be crossing over Chiron at 6 degrees of Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the areas in our birth chart, wherever Chiron is an area where you've experienced wounding in past lives. It'll show up as a place we're wounded in this lifetime, in our childhood usually, and until we heal that, it will keep repeating and be a place, a sore spot where we get triggered. And then when we do heal wherever Chiron is, that area of woundedness becomes a place of great strength. For example, my Chiron is in Pisces in my 6th house, which is the house of health. So I've had a lifelong eating disorder issue. And I have gotten into recovery around that years ago and have been working to heal the way I have hurt myself and was introduced to food as a child, but I'm sure in many lifetimes, like I can remember lifetimes of starving to death and being a glutton. So I've had, all sides of this issue in past lives. So it came in as a negative sense of, and Pisces is the wounded healer anyway. So in Pisces, it was like this spiritual wound, these deep, Pisces rules the 12th house, so deep unconscious wounding. I didn't know why I was overeating. I didn't know why I developed an eating disorder. and a lot of self-hatred. And so that was a place of weakness in my life for so long. And getting into recovery around it, shout out to food addicts Anonymous, foodaddicts.org, if you want to know more about that. It's become a place of great strength. And so now I feel like, since I was taught how to put food in its place so that I can live life to the fullest and then heal these issues that are underneath the fact that I acted out and I wounded myself with food. So now that's become a place of strength. So that's just an example of how we can take the area where Chiron is and turn it into a great strength. And now I'm sponsoring others that are so that's now it's become a strength part. And other people are leaning on me in this area. So it's just a beautiful turnaround in my life. So right now, Chiron at 6 degrees, the transiting Chiron is about everyone healing their sense of self. Early degrees of Aries for everyone is about healing their sense of self. And for me, this has been strong because it's right conjunct my sun. It was at 5 degrees for a long time last year. So it was really working that, like, how do I feel about myself in the world, right? And so it was more personal to me. And anybody else who has planets in early degrees of Aries, you're going to feel this in a personal way, but it's for everyone to heal how they feel about themselves. So the moon crossing over that, it'll be crossing over that this evening into early morning hours. It illuminates this area. Again, it gives it a kiss. And Chiron is moving forward now. It was retrograde. So it's like we're all, most of us, I believe, and the people around me have healed something about how they feel about themselves in these last few months. So that's a positive. So as the moon goes over, it's kind of check in. All right, how are we doing with that healing? How are we doing about that, right? So that's, and then it'll be moving into Taurus later this week, which it'll cross over Uranus, right? And then over Black Lilith, which is sitting there in Taurus as well, with our wounded and our deep fears coming together. And then it'll cross over Mars, about illuminating the action that we take in the world. And the action, Mars right now is at 20 degrees of Taurus. So it's about the future. How are we taking action towards our future? And so the moon will be illuminating that and giving us insights into how we can take action that is going to better our future lives, right? Okay, so that's some of the movement of the planets that I see going on right now. So also, just to go back to the South Node going from 17 to 16 in the next couple of days, this is like, because it's going to the 7, a 16 making to a 7. It's spiritual, it's psychic, past life. So you can have past life, old spiritual programs that you had in past lives be coming up, or spiritual insights from the past coming up. Psychic, it's psychic and spiritual. So it's psychic downloads can be super clear. Past life flashbacks could come up. It'd be a great week to get with me to do a past life reading or past life regression, because things are going to be super on. It should be that much easier for you to see your past life things. So if you've been thinking about doing a past life regression with me, you might want to contact me to get one of those on the schedule. They're good to do any time of year, but there's a special potent energy around past life relationships and insights into spiritual and psychic things from past lives being a portal and open up this week. So I see that powerful energy. Let's see, what else do I see going on? Mercury goes direct on Saturday, the 20th. Yay! Saturn and Uranus exactly square at 7 degrees on Wednesday. The sun also on Wednesday will be at 29 degrees of Aquarius. So at the 29-degree point, any planet that's at that point, it's like a wrap up, a final exam lesson of the lessons of Aquarius. So as it's moved through Aquarius of the last 30 days, what new ways, new insights, new directions have come in for you? And did you follow that? Did you make note of that? Did you at least write it in your journal or acknowledge that you're getting some insight, you're getting some direction? So with the Saturn Uranus square on Wednesday and the sun at the 29th degree of Aquarius that same day, there should be something super powerful, a super powerful message of some time coming through, and a test of as well, personally, globally, in our society. again, it's unexpected. We can't know with the Uranus part and any planets in Aquarius when these two unexpected energies get together, what's going to happen. There's no way to predict it, but it'll be rejuvenating and reinventive in some form or fashion. Also in the backdrop, we have Venus squaring Mars. It's a loose square now. It'll get tighter as the week goes on. So again, a square off between Venus, our relationships, and Mars, the planet of taking action. There may be relationships that come to a head this week, and you may have blowouts, especially because Mercury is still retrograde, blowouts in communication. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. I can't do this any longer. Those kind of things. Like you won't be able to hold back your comments this week. It just feels like with this strong Saturn Uranus energy, you're going to be saying what needs to be said. You're going to be breaking through. If you've been in denial, you're going to come out of denial in whatever ways that's happening in your life. So it's better to make the changes for yourself before you're forced to make the changes by these outer planets and by this eruption going on in the skies. It's really about unlocking your potential. Your highest potential really can be about bringing about miracles and things you never thought possible. Like if this is the time to make a wish upon a star and just the sky's the limit. Don't limit yourself in what you want to have happen in your life, in your relationships, in your career, in your spiritual growth. All things can just have an amazing shift this year, and particularly starting this week. So downloaded messages coming um, left and right. And when the sun will move into Pisces on Thursday. So anytime the sun's at 0 degrees, it can be kind of wiggy, especially after we have a powerful day the day before. So we may all be going, what just happened? And I can't believe it. And the moon is going to be in Taurus that day too. So it's going to be approaching Uranus. So there can be still some like really kind of I'm feeling kind of dizzy just tuning into the energy. So you might need to really make sure that you feel safe and you're holding space for yourself. um it feels like you're rebirthing. We're rebirthing ourselves this week. So it's like it's the new baby comes this week is what it feels like. And then when Mercury goes direct on Saturday, yay, we'll be moving forward again. We can go ahead and sign those contracts, say yes to those things, and have our energy and our communication moving forward again. The moon will be moving into Gemini this weekend. So, and then it'll be crossing the North Node. So a lot of media stuff with the North Node in Gemini, which rules communication because it's ruled by Mercury, but it also rules media. So we've had all kinds of media, and Gemini's the twins. Like it's Jekyll Hyde. We've not known what to believe. And the media has pulled out in two completely different camps since the North Node has entered Gemini. And it takes a year and a half for the nodes to go completely through a sign, and they're not quite halfway through, right? So we've had months of this media what and then on the south node side, it's our beliefs, and so we're called to let go of things that are no longer working, or like, okay, well, I believe this, but now it's clear that I can't believe that anymore, can't believe in you anymore, can't believe in this anymore. So there's a letting go of things, but it's a very spiritual energy. With Pluto at 25, which makes to a 7, we're being asked to transform ourselves in a spiritual way, and especially when the sun moves into Pisces on Thursday, it is going to be a time to really drop deep and for the next month and really be searching our hearts and our souls and our connection with source energy, the divine, however you tap into that in your life. And I believe that we're all psychic. Everyone is psychic. That is where what the Psyched Up, my business name Psyched Up, is all about, that everyone is psychic. Everyone has intuition. We all are wired with an intuitive system, and that intuition is connected to our higher self. I'm a Buddhist, so I call that my Buddha nature, but you can call that your Christ self if you're a Christian, or your higher self, or the divine self, or your connection with source. If you follow your intuition and the way it is guiding you in your life, It is the GPS system. If you listen to and follow and act on your intuition, you will be doing the best possible route for your life. And so that's about tuning in every day. And I recommend that you do some sort of spiritual process practice every morning, whether that's doing yoga, doing breath work, meditation, chanting, soaking in the tub, going for a walk, and you tune in, you tune out the brain, you click off the mind, and tap into the inner voice, the inner spiritual part of you, and ask that part of yourself, what today do I feel guided to do? Not what do I need to do? What should I do? Don't shit on yourself. You know about that, right? Don't shit on yourself. What do I feel guided to do? What would bring me joy? What would lift my spirit? What would I love to do today? What do I feel guided to do today? And then if someone comes across your radar, maybe you're supposed to call that person or text them, some person, or maybe that person comes across your radar and then they text or call you. All right, confirmation. You got the hit on it. I use that term hits, psychic hits. When I get information in little pieces, and the more you tune in to your inner voice, the louder it gets. Like for some of us, we already have our intuition turned up really loud. Other people's volume is just turned down. The more you pay attention to something, it grows. The more you pay attention to your intuition, the volume gets turned up, it gets louder, it gets clearer, right? And for everyone, the intuition shows up in different ways. Some of us are very visual. You can actually see auras, see spirit guides, see visions, right? Other people are empathic. They feel things, they feel the information. They can feel what other people are feeling, right? And some people are very tactile. They can hold objects and get hits on them. They just, there's just a myriad of ways that psychic abilities show up. Some people feel it in their gut or their heart, or they're in their third eye, in the back of the neck. Often people's dreams are super revealing. I had a friend call me this week, said she had her first astral travel experience. So there's all kinds of ways that our higher self is working with us. And I also believe that everyone has guides and angels that are there to help you. And you can just ask for their help. You can call in reinforcements, call in support when you need it, right? Just like you can call a friend and say, hey, I need help right now. So the Aquarian energy is about finding your tribe too. All the stellium in Aquarius is about finding the people that you vibe with. If something's not working, if you're not vibing, if it doesn't feel right, it's not right. That's the other thing, is if your gut is just like clenching and not wanting to do something, listen to it. Don't do it. Don't force yourself to do something that doesn't feel right for you. Okay, so I'll get off my soapbox about that. I have a new website up and running. I'll put the connection to that below this video too. It's psychedupmovement.com. It has more about my psychic work videos, old links to Psyched Up Sunday videos there, and music. It's all there. All right, so I'm going to do a 3-card pull more if I need a clarification. And we'll do a recent past, right now, the bridge you're crossing, and what's ahead in the very near future. We're just focusing on the energies for this week. And this is for Pisces. We're going to start with Pisces. And this is if your sun or your moon or your rising sign is in Pisces, or if you have a stellium in Pisces, this could also be for you. So most people will have more than one of these that resonate and are applicable to your life. So we'll start with the Pisces energy, ruler of the 12th house. Water sign. It's like the mist, the clouds, the light rain, the snow, as long as it's not heavy snow. That's all Pisces energy. All right, so Pisces, what do you guys need to know this week? Let's see. Okay, being asked to clear up the energy in the cards a little bit. As I said before, Pisces is often the wounded healer. A lot of Pisces will have really traumatic childhoods, and which really you wake up quicker. You're asking, why am I here? You work ideally towards healing that. And then a lot of people who have wounded childhoods end up being the healers in this lifetime. So Pisces, I see a lot of Pisces clients that are counselors, teachers, caretakers of others in lots of different ways. All righty. And so there's a positive, but a fourth card wanted to come out. All right. We'll start with the isolation card here. So this is recent past. This may be as a result of being locked down because of COVID. There's some tears going on with this person. They're frozen, so you may just be really cold. You may have old emotional things that have come up recently where you just feel like, oh, am I ever going to get through this energy? Am I ever going to get out of being stuck? I felt so stuck. That's what I'm feeling with this card, like, and sad about it. Like, I don't want to be stuck. So I feel like Pisces, you're on the verge of a breakthrough right now. The card that's representing you right now is the going with the flow card, which is, this is not being stuck at all. It's allowing yourself to be part of the rhythm, to be part of the flow, to let go of how you want things to be and just trust your path. What today? And just allowing a beautiful energy, a beautiful breeze. It's like floating where you're like on a raft and you feel safe. That's the energy right now, that you can trust the divine flow of your life right now. You can let go of the clinging and the shutdown. And you may, this going with the flow may also be letting these backed up tears flow. You may just need to cry, get in the bathtub, get in the shower, and let the old feelings out. I feel like when you do that, you'll just feel a big release and a relief of the pain that you've been carrying. It feels like there's been a lot of emotional pain that you've been going through, Pisces. And so that's shifting, that's lightening up here. And the near future is the possibilities card. So this could be travel here in the near future, but it's just opening up. It's like moving from depression to optimism is what I feel is going on with the Pisces this week. Coming out of a place where you feel stuck. Okay, I'm going to allow myself to be guided. I'm going to open up to some new things, some fresh air, some new insights. This eagle up here is seeing things from above. So it's representing doing things, having some objective opinion, like being able to look down at your life. Like if you could look at your life as if this was history 10 years ago in the future, what insights would you be having into your life right now? That kind of thing, where you can look up at your life and not be stuck in the middle of it, but to look above and say, what do I need to see right now? What do I need to do right now? What do I need to know right now? I also feel like it's the beginning of a journey, Pisces, here in the near future. And this card wanted to come up with it. It's the Beyond Illusion card, which is the third eye opening. There's definitely psychic messages, psychic downloads coming in for you this week, Pisces, giving you a new sense of direction, a new way to focus on your future, a new path to take. And it's a different one than the one you've taken. It's like open up to the possibilities of something new, Pisces, because you've got something really beautiful that you're being guided to do. If you let go of your mind in the middle, clamp down, and the emotional clamp down, and just be willing to let the universe guide you into something better. I'm really thirsty. All right, so then we go to the Aquarius. Happy birthday, Aquariuses. I just said a lot about the Aquarius because we have so many planets in your sign. So you may be feeling this strongly on a personal level, this stellium in your sign. And this Saturn Square Uranus is definitely going to be some big change for you in your life, Aquarius. I don't think that a single Aquarius is going to be able to get through this year without dramatic changes going on in your life, and probably on every level. But particularly wherever the Aquarius energy is in your chart. If it's your sun, it can really be how you show up in the world, or the rising, what you're doing right now in the world. If it's the moon, it can be how you feel about things can really be shifting. That's just some examples. All right. Aquarius. Aquarius. All righty. Wow, same card. That's interesting. Okay, this same card in the same position, the isolation card in the recent past, being stuck and blocked with old emotions, old energy, things you feel sad about, things you feel frozen and you can't help, you can't change something. It feels like remorse, regret going on, Aquarius. I wish I hadn't have done that. It feels like you're beating yourself up a little bit about something you've done over and over again, or holding on to an old resentment or something that's made you sad, something that someone else has done that's hurt you. It's just, you've been replaying that and being stuck there. So the participation card is the card that's representing you right now. And this is reaching out and connecting with others, other groups. This could be, via Zoom, where you're just, or maybe a series of phone calls. You're needing support right now. You're needing to know that you're not alone and that there's others in the same boat with you, others that will work with you, that care about you. This is about reaching into your community. It may be making plans for get together. Something where there is others, whether that's to go hear some music or to, come together to play bridge. Does anybody play bridge anymore? I don't know. But it is like a coming together that's happening right now. Like I said, you may have heard from several different relatives or several close friends. It's people, it's your little tiny tribe. It's small people, a small group. It could be something with work related to where you're coming together or your band. But there's something where people are working with you. You're not having to be alone. So it's a different energy from this recent past of isolation and feeling alone. Something's already shifted for you where you've realized, oh, I'm not here by myself. There's others that are here with me. There's others that can chant for me and with me, that kind of thing. There's others that can pray for me. Okay. Near future is the Fool. Doesn't mean you're going to be a fool. It means that you're stepping off fully into something. You feel so strongly about something here in the near future by the end of the week that you are jumping off a cliff and you don't care what anybody else thinks of you. Well, Aquarius, you really don't. That's pretty much a personality trait that you don't care what others think of you. But you especially don't this week. And you're going to do what you feel guided to do, and you're going to take a big leap of faith. You're going to start something new. You're going to go out on a new adventure. You're going to make that phone call. You're going to reach out in some way. You're going to do something transformative this week, Aquarius. And so it feels like you feel liberated by this. You're not going to feel stuck and confined. It's an opposite energy of this isolation energy that's showing up in the recent past and moving into the near future, where you feel freedom. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my leave of this place, this situation, this person. I'm out of here. I'm moving on. Ease on down the road, Aquarius. That's what you're doing this week. All right, Capricorn. Y'all little natural leaders, earth sign. Representative of the 10th house in the zodiac, which is, it's the house of mission in this world. So it's like, if you guys don't feel like you're doing a mission, there's something wrong. Like, you have to have this burning sense of fulfillment and mission of what you're doing in your life, always. All right, let's see what's going on with you, recent past, right now, near future. Again, this is Sun, Moon, Rising, and Stelliums in Capricorn. All right, so you have the participation card in the recent past. So this is working with others in the recent past, getting together, calling up your relatives, calling up your friends, saying, hey, I need support, I need help, or that you've just had that outpouring of people working with you or showing you that they care about you, that you're not alone. There's been people have shown up, suited up and shown up in the recent past for you, for sure. It feels very powerful, actually, this experience of like, okay, I am appreciated. It's so nice to know. The no thingness card is the bridge you're crossing right now. This is a blank, clean slate. This is no thingness. So this is, the table is clear, the canvas is blank, It's something new that you're about to create on it. So you've got a palette there. You're never stuck. You're never in a place where you can't shift or change something. So there's a new beginning of some sort, or a new creation, or a new project that's going on right now. Could be new relationship, but it's something that doesn't have a history yet, or something that you have not created yet, but you're ready to create it. It needs to come through. A new dawn, a new day is going on for you. And I'm getting, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, and there may be some kickback, because right in the near future is a postponement card. You're like, I'm ready to start something new, and then you're on hold. That's an example of this Saturn Uranus square off too, where it's like, I want to do this and I can't because Saturn won't let me. Or that you've started something new and then you like lose steam because you have a wave of fear or anxiety come up. So the postponement card it's a temporary pause showing up in the near future. Also, for some of you Capricorns, there's some issues with depression. And so there may be a need to change your diet, get some Chinese herbs, get some homeopathics, get some pharmaceuticals to help you with depression. Like the new beginning may be you addressing this depression energy for you. There's all kinds of ways to go about that. So you may, again, like get excited about starting something new and then be on pause. The flowering card is coming right next to it, the additional card I pulled. So even if there's a temporary pause or lull, it's not blocking this new thing you're starting here, right? The flowering card it will come to fruition. You will be able to move through your energies that are blocked and stuck, and bloom something new, something beautiful, a new sense of self, feeling better. There's this flowering energy. So it's definitely new, beautiful things that are being created by you, Capricorns. All righty, the Sagittariuses, fire sign, lovers of knowledge, and lovers of all people. Oh, it's really coming down outside. The snow is. I can hear it. Must be mixed with some sleet to be hearing it like that. All right, the Sages. Let's see what's on tap for the Sagittariuses this week. Again, Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium, and Sag. What do you guys need to know? Ruler of the ninth house, spiritual learning, foreign travel. All right, the change card is in the recent past. So something within you has shifted and changed. Like you have altered a position, altered a way you were looking at something, decided to get in motion in a way that you weren't in motion before. It's a positive change that you've just experienced in the recent past. So things are starting to move. Feels like there may have been a period of depression that preceded this, but you're starting to shift things, starting to move things, starting to feel more optimistic and excited about what might be coming. The guidance card is representing you right now. So this is a big shout out to listen to your own inner voice, inner guidance. Listen to your dreams, the downloads, maybe time to get a psychic reading. Definitely listen to your own intuition. Bottom line, that you are being guided very clearly, very strongly right now about what kind of actions to take. And this is not about listening to your mind or what you think you need to be doing. This is about really feeling your way through, listening to intuition and allowing that to be the compass and be the guide here. And it's heading you into some new adventure. In the near future here this week is the adventure card opening up. This is the inner child within exploring something that they would love. This rainbows here. They're going into something that is beautiful and wonderful and exciting and new. So there's a new adventure, a direction you're headed that you have not gone before. It could be a new relationship you're stepping into, a new job, a new career, a new place you're going to be living. There's something on the horizon that's a new adventure that's super exciting, and you're being guided to that right now. And it feels like in the recent past, you just changed your mind and said, okay, I'm willing to shift this. I'm willing to start moving in this thing that I've been procrastinating about. And all right, I'm just going to follow my intuition about how to take action about it. And then things start opening up. It's like when you take action based on intuition, the universe will confirm that you're headed in the right direction. And that's true for anyone and everyone. I believe that we always get our guidance confirmed, which is a way to validate your intuition. All right. Next, we have the Scorpio, the deep dark waters. The Scorpio is very intuitive, the best secret keepers ever. Sometimes that's not a good thing. Sometimes it's a fabulous thing. You want someone to hold your secret and take it to the grave, find a good, solid Scorpio. They won't tell anybody. They also sometimes can hide things from you and not share things that you would like for them to share. So always both sides of the fence. All right, what do we need to see that's going on for the Scorpios this week? All right, you just had some sort of big aha realization in the recent past. The understanding card is coming up representing for you. See, this bird has been in a cage, and these birds outside the cage have been calling to it, say, yo, come over here, come join us. That's the party going down. You're leaving something that has confined you in some way. And this may be self-confinement, where you've been caught up in an addiction, or you've been caught up in something, some way you've been thinking, and all of a sudden you have an aha moment. You've had a realization, oh my God, I can't believe I've kept myself stuck like this, or I can't believe that the answer is this clear and this easy. So there has been a spiritual opening in the recent past, Scorpio, and you've had some light coming in and some spiritual download and revelation is what it looks like. Right here, right now, is the totality card. This is throwing yourself in fully and trusting that you're going to be caught, right? The universe is going to catch you. That you can follow your intuition, you can follow this new insight that you've just gotten, and sure enough, the universe will be there to catch you. So this is a big sort of leap of faith that you're doing right now, reaching out there, trusting yourself. It's trusting yourself and knowing that the universe is going to catch you if you just follow this, follow your own voice, follow your own gut. The universe will be there to reach out and catch you. Someone will be there to support you. You're not in this alone. There is support on a physical level and on a spiritual level. I'm getting that strongly. And here in the near future is the past life card. So this is encountering someone that you have known before, or having past life flashbacks here in the near future, where you, it feels like an encounter. So in following, and it may even be reliving something, you may be feeling called to this thing because it's leading you to run into someone that you've known before, or to pick up where you've left off with someone or something, a fulfillment of mission of some sort, to revisit something you've done before in a past life. But it feels super powerful. This card is really feeling charged to me here in the near future, that there is something super powerful and that feels beyond Ananda, like, oh my God, this feels so deep. So and it's something or someone new that feels old. That's what it feels like. And that you're being like you, it feels like a gift from spirit, a gift from source. I'm seeing that because I'm seeing these hands, these divine hands wrapping around the whole scene here. So and you may turn away from something, and I see that because of the way the lizards are turning their heads. There may be some path that you have been on that you all of a sudden stop and turn a new direction because you feel guided in a new way. And then you get a confirmation. Oh yes, that was exactly the way to be going. All right. Then we have the Libras. Air sign. Not to be confused with airhead, but yeah, Libras can be airheaded. It is the balancing of the scales. The maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that. Libras often can take forever to make a decision because they want to feel it out. They want to make sure it's the right thing. And they want to look back. They make a decision, they go back on it. They make a decision, they go back on it. They do this, they go back. So that can often happen with the Libra energy. Let's see what's going on with Libras this week. Recent past. right now? What's the week hold in the near future? All right, recent past is the flowering card. This is really having been gone through a good period of where you've been making positive changes within. I get, you know, you may literally have been working in the yard gardening or, you know, planting new flowers. If you did that here in this town, you're going to be sorry. You may have gone and dug them up before this snow and freezing energy, but on a symbolic personal level, it's like there's been blooming and blossoming and beautiful things happening. And you may actually feel more beautiful in some way. You may written a new song or cook some new food or do a new craft or art project where you feel really positive and really good about it. There's beauty blooming in your life. It could be new relationships have just started or bloomed, or the ones that you're in are blooming or blossoming in really beautiful ways. You may have just celebrated an anniversary or and it just feels like it's a really beautiful, lovely time here in the recent past. In the bridge that's crossing right now is the moment to moment card. This is that, what do I feel guided to do? What action do I need to take today? You don't need to figure out your whole life. You don't have to figure out the whole plan. All you need to do is get guidance on this one day. What today? What do I need to, like, if I want to build this big project, like Libras in particular can get like, oh, I want to write this book. Oh, but who's going to publish it? And how I'm going to, what's the cover? Like, no, 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 we're not there yet. Right. like just write today. Put down what you get guided to write today. That's how you start writing that book. The publishing part and what's going to be on the cover, that happens later. You don't have to figure that piece out now. What is the piece that you need to do today? That's all you need to figure out, Libra, what today's action is, what today's next right step is. And then in the near future, the rest of this week is the receptivity card. So this is downloads. This is psychic downloads. This is spiritual information coming in. This is dreams. This is like being open to having new things revealed. This is not being stuck in your head or trying to be in indecision. This is like, okay, I'm open and ready for clarity to come. I'm ready for new insights and new directions. I'm ready to feel good about myself and feel excited and feel open for things to come in instead of clenched down and been in fear and like, oh my God, I don't know how. This is like, okay, no, it's all going to be good. I just need to open up. I need to just ask, like, what today do I need to do to open up to this beautiful new future that's coming in? So it feels like it's very Venusian, very beautiful. It could be, again, new relationship coming in that feels very spiritual. It could just be the spiritual information. It could be a wonderful, the most juicy meditation or chanting or connect with source time you've ever had. Something really charged and exciting and beautiful and just feeling a part of all that is coming here. That's lovely. Okay, and then we have the Virgos. Earth signs, also ruled by Mercury. So you probably are going to be glad to know that Mercury is going direct at the end of this week. So we're not there yet, though. So make sure you're still doing things logically, slowly, just today, one day at a time. We'll get there. I think Virgos can be the hardest on themselves, perfectionistic, and really, they can be critical of others, but they can be super critical of themselves, especially if you have a Virgo moon. That's been my experience anyway, in doing readings for clients. Okay, recent past, the creativity card. Looks like you've completed a creative project, something you may have procrastinated about before, but you got her done. You may have been painting, writing, doing something that's musical. But it feels like there's been a beautiful flow of spirit flowing through you in a way that's been bypassing that logical mind. It's like you've allowed yourself to open up, and maybe this Mercury retrograde has helped take your brain offline so you can let the intuitive, creative part of yourself out. Looks like you've been having some fruitful time, and I'm really getting writing. So you may have been writing in your journal. You may have been having some communication. It may be texting or emailing. There may be some really beautiful from the heart communication that's been happening too, recent past. The courage card is representing you right now. So this is the flower growing out of the rock. It's like doing it anyway, like, you know, pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps to get the energy to just go ahead and bloom, go ahead and do what feels hard right now. There's a reward attached to it. You'll feel good about yourself if you just go ahead and do it. This is like, stop the procrastination. I'm just going to make a cause. One little straw cause can break the whole pattern of feeling stuck and up against the wall. There's a beautiful blooming. And this may be moving out in a new direction or doing something you've never done before. It feels a little bit scary. Rock on. You're doing it well. That's what I feel like. If you just go ahead and take that first step, you'll feel so much better. Because if you just feel bad when when you feel guided to do something and then you don't take action on it, like, oh my God, it's a harsh energy. And that's what it feels like in the near future here. The stress card, don't judge it. Like, once you get it going, don't criticize yourself, reward yourself. Say, yay, I did it, I got it started. It may not be perfect, but I've got the flow going. I've at least got off the couch and I started doing something. This little monkey here with the poker stick is like stressing you out, like, you know, maybe some of you may be feel guided to go get a vaccination. That may be what this is. You may be getting vaccinated here in the near future, Virgos, but it's, or somebody else may be trying to bring you down, or someone else may be the one that's creating stress in your life here in the near future. Breathe deeply, plug into your spiritual practice, you know, do what you need to do to make yourself feel better, and take that leap of faith and dive anyway. The Fool card again is coming up, which is like, just take the step off the cliff, follow your heart, go for it. Know that if you're feeling guided and it's been something that's come up again and again and again, you've been feeling guided about it for a while, you can go ahead and do it. You can go ahead and take that leap of faith and find that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing, no matter what somebody else may be goading you, like, oh, you can't do that, or whether that's inside your head. That little monkey could be your own mind trying to get in the way. But don't let it. Just go ahead and trust your intuition, take that leap of faith, get started, get it going. All right, and we have the Leos, the lions. Fire sign. This is fun. If you don't feel passion towards it, you cannot do it. That's the Leo's motto. The Leos can even be the roaring lion and the natural leaders and the natural lovers of the limelight, and it can also be the lazy cat. It just wants to lay in the sun. Most Leos have both of those qualities. All right, let's see. Recent past is the breakthrough card. So this is a positive energy. Look at the power behind this card. Like, you have done something hard and you have broken through some sort of obstacle here in the recent past. Congratulations, bravo, well done. You're getting your energy flowing. And it feels like you may have gotten recognition of some sort. But what I see the most is this beautiful light that's inside. This is like plugging into your higher self, letting the divine win. It's like getting out of your head and just letting the light out, and getting out of a stuck place and a frenetic place and clearing and discharging the energy. It means like you may have literally been breaking ice or shoveling snow or breaking plates up against the wall, letting some anger out. But there is there's more space inside now. And as a result, you're feeling this beautiful sense of harmony right now. This is also the card that denotes a relationship where you're tied in the heart and tied in the third eye. This could be someone that you're thinking about psychically and that's not really in your life present, but you can sense them psychically, or it can be a relationship where you are experiencing in the present these two dolphins swimming together, like this beautiful energy of feeling like, oh, things are in harmony, things are in flow. It's not just about relationship, it's like your life feels like it's more in a flow, but there's definitely a specific I do feel like that's something specific about relationship, that there's that you're least maybe you're setting the cause of what you want in relationship, what your heart desires, but there's a beautiful energy of just feeling like you're in a flow, you're unstuck and you're moving now. It's like you broke the iceberg broke away and is free floating now. But there's a wonderful energy of drawing in new relationship for the Leos. The near future is the healing card. So this is like taking practical steps to feel better mentally, emotionally, physically. You may be changing up your diet. You may be doing something that involves going to a doctor or going to a chiropractor or going to a massage therapist where someone else is putting their hands on you and helping to heal you. It just opening up to healing modalities of all kinds, opening up to recovery, opening up to a healing conversation. Whatever it is, it feels beautiful and powerful this week that you're receiving just a beautiful divine flow. It could even happen in your sleep. May have your guys laying hands on you when you're unaware, and it just feels like a beautiful energy moving in for the Leos this week. Peace. Peace where there hasn't been peace for the Leos. And we have the Cancers, the crab. They're a cardinal water sign. It's the crashing waves, the waterfalls, the pouring rain. That's the Cancer energy. They are the most likely to initiate of all the water signs, be the first to do it. They're shy, they're scared, but when they feel strongly about something, they'll get out of my way. I'm going to do this. They can often just do it by themselves and not tell anybody. All righty. There's some emotional debris going on for the Cancers. Recent past, caught up in the suppression card is just feeling depressed, feeling stuck emotionally. Like this is like doom and gloom. It's being caught up in negative feelings, caught up in anger, caught up in depression. Oh my God, it's been awful. And it feels like it's around a relationship. And I say that because the bridge is crossing right now is this the dream card, which depicts this person, this woman who's sitting here by herself while she envisions the most beautiful relationship here in her fantasy. The reality is she is sitting right here. She's not experiencing this beautiful fantasy relationship. So I feel like, and some of this it may not just be relationship, maybe just be old baggage that you've been dealing with just within yourself. But there is this feeling of like, my life is not what I want it to be. And this eye on the prize, like it's important for us to have a vision for what we want for our lives. But it's also important when you realize that you're in a relationship in particular or a situation where you're seeing the best in the other person, but they're not bringing the best in. It's a fantasy. You need to have a reality check. Knock, knock. How long has this been going on? How long have you been holding out hope that they'll bring the best self? What's the reality? How are they showing up today? You need to look at that because this card usually detects that you're in a relationship where your needs are not getting met and you need to shift and change something, take care and love and nurture yourself. And like, and it feels like that's part of the getting stuck in the recent past is like you need to make a change. You just don't want to. You just keep hoping that they'll change or that they'll shift, and this beautiful vision that you can feel and sense is going to come about. And I feel like in the near future, you're getting a come to Jesus moment. The politics card is someone who shows you two different faces, neither one of which are who they really are. This is about being lied to, someone who's not telling you the truth. So I feel like Cancers, y'all are dealing with some relationships where you're dealing with people who aren't being honest and truthful. You're not having the relationship you want. And this is the week to take some time out to heal yourself, to get, again, you might want to put yourself in the hands of a healer, massage therapist, Reiki master, acupuncturist, a massage therapist so you can let somebody else nurture and bring you loving energy. But it also, with the hand over the head here and the hand over the gut, it's like healing this negative gut feeling and healing this, how you're looking at your situation, and realizing that you may need to look at your situation differently. And some of this may be residue. Maybe you've already gotten out of the funky situation and it just residue of it is still around, right? But the good news is that there's a healing progress this week, that you're feeling better by this time next week because you've made a shift, you've made a movement, you've made a decision to take some action, even if you don't take the action this week, and you're getting some insights and you're getting the message that you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be treated your best, you deserve the best. You don't deserve crappy relationships and people that are lying to you and people that aren't bringing their best selves, right? All right. And then we have the Gemini, the twins, the Jekyll Hyde, the brilliant engineers, the ones that can innovate, create. You guys may also have been having a hard week because of Mercury retrograde, since it's your ruling planet. So it can also put you in the place of being more into your intuition and less in your head over the last couple of weeks. So there could be some creative energy that's been flowing here in the recent past. Let's see if that's confirmed. All right, recent past is a slowing down card, which is feeling like off grid, offline, not having the energy to put into your life in the way you usually have it, just like, oh, moving slow, feeling heavy, feeling overweight, feeling old. Like that's what you've been feeling. And it just feels like, oh, stuff that you've been supposed to be putting energy into, like, oh, I just can't put my energy into. I just don't feel like it. And you may have literally been sick. You may have had some things that you couldn't control that prevented you from moving forward, but it just feels like you've been moving in molasses. So the good news is right now there's a breakthrough. The celebration card is happening. It's like maybe you had a great day on Valentine's Day. Maybe your loved one said, I love you. Or maybe you got lots of people that checked in on you today. Maybe you got to dance and celebrate. Maybe the snow falling is bringing you joy, bringing back childhood reflections. It's the dancing, celebrating card. There's some good news that's come through, or that's coming through. Near future is the consciousness card, or I call this the Buddha card. This is about plugging into spiritual practices. This is about recognizing that you are a Buddha, that your higher self is bigger than your ego self, that it is wise and has wisdom and has the insight that you need. Everything that you need is within you, is what this card is saying. And so there's a big realization about this in the near future. You may totally be sitting your butt on a mat meditating more than you usually do, or you may be chanting or praying, or letting your inner voice guide the way in a very powerful way. So and you may be having spiritual ahas and realizations, or just noticing that the divine is in your life and you can feel it. Like, this is beyond, this is bigger than me. I don't know how this came about. Like, didn't bring this about just on my own. Spirit is involved in some way. So beautiful week for the Geminis. We have the Tauruses, the bull. You also are going to be dramatically affected this week because the Uranus is in your sign. Mars is in your sign too. So you may be feeling this internal pressure to break through, have a new beginning of some sort, and a big change up in your routine. You may, like, Saturn may be coming on to put a kibosh on you, and you're like, no. Tauruses are usually slow to action. They usually are careful about thinking. But with this Uranus in your sign, you may be doing things on the spur of the moment that's kind of unlike you. The Saturn kibosh coming down is like, no, hell no, I won't go. Recent past, near future, and the present. The abundance card is showing up in the recent past, Taurus. So this is this energy of you having everything that you need coming in, like realizing I am abundantly blessed. This is the blessing in talents and love in your life, and just it's good things. It's like it's gratitude is what it feels like to me. Like you're really grateful for what you have. And you may not have everything you want, but you feel grateful about what you do have. This is recent past. Right now is the experiencing card. So this is kind of wanting to be alone and wanting to just go within and be quiet and have some alone time, have some self-reflection time, maybe read a book, maybe just sit in the quiet. Like this is a like just really wanting to get insights from within. But it feels very strong and powerful. It doesn't feel like depression energy. It just feels like contemplation, quiet contemplation. Near future is the participation card. So this is working with others, getting in a group, maybe a band, maybe, a team on a job, just getting together with friends, even if it's a Zoom party. This is connecting with others and realizing that you're got a beautiful thing going on with a group of people that feels really powerful and really awesome. Family that loves you, friends that love you. Definitely feel like there's an energy of people reaching out and letting you know how much they mean, how much you mean to them going on this week, Taurus. And last, but usually first, is the Aries. The fiery babies of the zodiac. Like I said, Chiron is in your sign. The moon is in your sign right now. So you're definitely doing some personal healing in a strong, powerful way. Resiliency. Aries are usually resilient. They can be so spontaneous, they run off without their heads. That usually changes as they get older. They usually get more tempered in feeling things out and realizing they need a bit of caution instead of just jumping into relationships and new things. But all right, so recent past is this experiencing card for you. So this is, again, just quiet contemplation. You may have been called to spiritual practices more than usual, more than often. Maybe you're writing something. There's just something that you're just chewing on or thinking about within in the recent past. And it feels pleasant. It doesn't feel like it's a negative. It feels like you're enjoying just sort of a quiet time or downtime or inner reflection, inner insights coming. You may have had some healing work where you've gotten some inner insights from someone else and you're just chewing on what you've received. This is the bridge that's crossing right now, which is the schizophrenia card, which is feeling split down the middle. Like you've got to make a choice. You got to make a decision. You don't know which decision to make. There's two different choices. It can make you feel cray-cray if you try to think too much about it. This is when you just need to tap into intuition, get out of the head, get into the heart, feel it out, make the decision that feels right for you. And go for it. And that's what it looks like you're doing here by the end of the week. The adventure card is starting. You're starting on a new adventure, breaking into something new. Get out. It really feels like Aries, get out of your head and just feel it, because you are moving into something wonderful. There's something beautiful, wonderful in store. Your inner child's going to be thrilled. And you love surprises and excitements. This is good. This is a good surprise. This is a good, beautiful new opening for you this week, Aries, where you can trust that something that's not in your life today is going to be coming. It could be a person coming in, could be a situation, but you're on the move in a positive way and feeling really good. So by the end of the week, even if you feel some cray-cray right now at the moment. So there we go, 12 signs, 12 readings. Thank you guys. If you're still with me, thank you very much for your long attention. Really appreciate it. If you would like to make a donation to help support this page, you can do so by sending me a use PayPal and use my email, which is bringoutthebuddha@gmail. If you want to use that email to send me something through PayPal, if you want to send me a tip through Venmo, my you can get me at Karen, Karen hyphen Marie, Marie hyphen 16, and I'll put both of those links below as well. So thank you so much for your long attention. Have a beautiful week. Move slowly, move carefully. We're still in Mercury retrograde, so don't make any rash actions. Take note of what happens this week, because chances are you're getting rolled out the theme for the year of where you're going to be making innovative changes in your life. Okay, peace.